Kris Hulbert, director, writer, producer of Perfect House. Welcome to the couch.
It's my couch. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so what has the Perfect House experience been like for you?
It's been a life-changing experience. I think I found my family and friends for the next generation and the next segment of my life, and I think after some time I finally found my niche and where I belong, and
Finally found a home in the Perfect House?
yeah, in a way. There's not enough words to put that how great this experience has been for me, and how much I appreciate and absolutely love everybody that's been a part of it.
That's a surprising thing to come out of your mouth without any bitterness out of all the fights you've had to go through to get this far.
Everything I do in my life is full of fights, so the things that I enjoy, I'm not the least bit surprised have those too. But I don't know. I guess the fact that I actually win most of the fights in this venture makes it more enjoyable than anything else in my life. But they're fun fights. Like, the creativity and the problem solving is
where it's your habitat.
It's where it's my comfort zone.
Yep, right in the middle of the storm, right?
Yes.
Very good. So prior to all this drama, what were your expectations when the idea to make this movie became real?
Originally, we were gonna make it for like $10,000, and it was just supposed to be a small next step in the evolution. I expected it to be much better than First Timers and leaps and light years past Collectors.
How?
Production wise, mostly. I mean, we actually were going to like plan and do stuff the way it's supposed to be done, at least in the capabilities we could do for $10,000.
Collectors was a pretty well run show.
Production wise, Collectors, I think, was almost a step back from First Timers, for the simple fact that we actually had stuff to work with, and we planned that out a little bit, and we had people helping us, and I mean, most of it was location, but...
Well, First Timers is definitely a great example of doing what you can with what you've got, and then nabbing a few more that nobody's looking. Well, anyway, what has it been like playing the tour?
The tour, I think, has become a bigger challenge than the movie was. Because the movie had defined problems with defined solutions, with kind of a roadmap in place of what you're supposed to do. This tour has been just complete and absolute make it up as we go along and pretend like we know what we're doing.
Make it till you make it, I believe, is what we...
The tour is definitely been every day is like the unknown. Like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. I mean, why not try it? Fucking tried everything else.
Yeah, you're incorporating a lot of technology into this that you found while you're nosing around on the web.
Yeah, I always love apps and technology and cell phones and that, and just something cool to make things more interactive and feel like you're part of something. And a lot of things like the QR codes and the mobile application we're hoping to eventually have in the coming weeks, and just stuff we're doing at the tour is all just an extension of that, trying to make people feel like that, like they can be involved.
So you feel like this is a good plan for the next thing I have to ask you, a good way to figure out what your expectations should be for these first 6 cities in the tour.
My expectations have fluctuated all over. I mean, depends on the time of day. I've gone from like, oh, I know how great the movie is. Everyone else should just assume or just be able to tell how great it's going to be, and they're going to be there, and we're going to be filling up every place before we get there, and everyone's going to tell everybody about it, and the quality will speak for itself, and word will travel to, oh my God, nobody's going to show up. What the hell are we going to do? It doesn't matter how good the movie is if nobody can see it, and everything in between.
So this LA show is really important.
I think the LA show is important because if we can start off good, it puts up a place for everything else. I think the Aurora show in Denver is the most important show.
Oh, okay.
I think that is when it's early enough, but we'll have the screenings and that going on with the convention beforehand. So we'll have 2 days of saturating the market with seeing the movie, passing out flyers, meeting people. If these people don't tell their friends that they liked it and it was great and these people are good and get on board with this enough that we get a good showing on Monday and people come back, that's going to be a bad sign. And at the same token, if all of that goes great and that show takes off because of the fact that we've had 2 days to saturate the market and things like that, and everyone's told their friends, and now we pack out the show. Now we need to start quickly switching gears and planning more cities and more things, and knowing that as long as we stick with what we're doing, in the long term it's going to go. So I think that weekend encompasses the tour as a whole and will be a great measuring stick.
Sounds like this tour is a personally created storm for you to be right at the middle of to problem solve right from the get-go.
I'm not going to say that a large portion of this tour didn't come from the fact that I needed something to focus on and was getting way too antsy for waiting for the movie to sell. So yeah, I'll admit that I may have manufactured more trouble for ourselves.
A distraction? No, I think it's a great distraction. I think it's a great idea, going across the country and making friends to build.
Yeah, I think it's a necessity. It's a fun way to do it, and it's the perfect distraction. Needs to be done anyway. Well, yeah. I mean, why not?
Why not? Make a couple friends here and there, and then who knows what happens? Who knows what people know?
Who knows? It's what we should have called the tour. Who knows what's going to happen to her?
Well, then what's for the long term? What do you expect?
From the long term, I expect come October 1st when the VOD happens, I expect by then, one way or the other, for people to be excited and ready for this. I mean, we're spending every single day finding a way to make 2 + 2 = 4, and tomorrow, hopefully, 4 + 4 will = 8. And by October 1st, let's hope that equals 1 million people, and everybody wants to see the movie and follow along and be a part of what we're doing. But
do you think 1 million views is extraordinarily optimistic?
You know, in today's "this is the greatest thing ever" mentality, 1 million didn't seem like a tough thing. Like, especially when you hear about these ridiculous like Charlie Sheen ads, like 1 million overnight, stuff like that. Like, I mean, if you catch the public's attention, that can happen overnight. So it doesn't seem like, from that perspective, it doesn't seem like it's a big number. But
there's a chance. There's a good. You think there's a good enough chance because
if we pick up the momentum, we do. But sitting there in the moment, day in and day out, watching that little number on the Facebook page tick, 1 million seems like eternity from now, and it's just like, oh my god. I like let's get 5,000.
5,000 would be a good start to 1 million.
But then at the same time, I go and see, like, I don't know, Green Bean Casserole has a Facebook page and it's got 35,000 people on it, and it pisses me off. Like, Green Bean Casserole's not out there promoting the Green Bean Casserole Facebook page. People just somehow found it.
Love Green Bean Casserole. They'll search for it on Facebook.
But they just somehow found it, and no matter what we do, and no matter how hard we're trying, we just can't find people right now. And then I hope, yeah, the silver bullet is definitely what we're looking for.
Well, then what's your biggest concern going into the tour? Is that it?
My biggest concern going into the tour is that nobody shows up or gets what we're trying to do and buys into it. Like, it's more than just about the movie. It's more than about what we did at this point. It's just about, why can't you do everything on your own? Like, why do we need a distribution company to pull the strings and tell you what you can and can't have, only because they control the advertising dollars? I mean, it's our generation, the generations more so after us, that control the media, the market, the social media, and everything going forward runs through social media. So why do we need advertising dollars anymore to promote what we like. If you like it, you tell somebody else about it, and you can do it instantly. And it's your word that matters more than the millions of dollars behind Paramount.
So not only are you a gadget guy, you're seeing that this technology and everything is the way filmmaking is going.
I think it's a given that ultimately movies will go to VOD and you can watch them right when you want to. I'm sure, like, down the road there'll be these gritty old school theaters where you can go, and if you still want to pay to see a new release movie in the theater, yeah, you can go do something like that. But if you want to see a new movie right now, you want to watch it on your phone, you want to watch it on your computer, you want to watch it on your big screen, why do I need to go drive somewhere else to do that? It's like 2011, almost 12. Why do I need to drive somewhere to do that?
Why can't I ride my jetpack?
Yeah. They're holding that technology back.
There we go. Here we go. It's the days. Well, that's all the questions I have for you. Would you like to close this off with any final thoughts? Would you like to have a heroic toast before you jump into the fire?
I just think in order to understand what we're doing and what's going on, you need to come out and see the show. The film sucks. Tell us about it. But we're still
We won't do that.
we're still trying to do something bigger and beyond just this little horror movie, and we invite everybody to be a part of it.